Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Gary Hibner here and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to get the guitar tone of Knocked Loose. Now, Knocked Loose have dropped an awesome album, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To, and let's see if we can recreate that gnarly tone in this video. So, for this video, I'm going to be using some gear and some software. I'd like to give a huge shout out to RK Multimedia because in this video, we're going to be using the ToneX software, which is their amp capturing modeling software. So there's captures of real amps, so we can use these captures or profiles and build up a very close tone. As well, I'd like to thank them for sending me the ToneX One. This is a micro pedal that is an amp modeler and it can capture stomp box profiles as well. So what we're going to be using this pedal for is in stomp mode, using some captures that we can go into our software. So we're using a combination of a stomp mode pedal going into the ToneX software. Now let's go through a bit of the setup before getting into the tones. But before jumping in, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. Now let's jump in and check the tones. So for the guitars, Knocked Loose use 7 strings tuned to A standard. So I'm using my Squire Stagemaster 7 string in A standard. So I've done a bit of research and they're using 5150s going into orange cabs. Then we're using a Maxon overdrive boost pedal plus a way huge swollen pickle. So let's see how we can emulate that in ToneX. Okay, so starting off over here, we've got ToneX opened, and like I said, they use a 5150. So let's find a 5150, load that up, and start tweaking the tone. So in the search functionality over here, I'm just going to look for a 5150, and what I found works really well is this capture over here of the Hot Educator. So I'm going to load that up, and also what they're using is an orange 4x12 cab. So over here in the cab section, you've got this cab that's been captured with this amp, but I actually want to change it to the VIR, which is the virtual impulse responses that they've used. And I want to jump for a 4x12 PPC, which is an emulation or IR or virtual IR of an orange cab. I'll select that. Now I only want to use one mic. So I want to use a 57, turn the blend over to this side. So we've got our mic there. So that is our amp and cab. I also just want to add in a gate because things can get a bit noisy. And I'm just going to pull up this gate level here so we don't have any noise. So let's hear what this sounds like and then we'll tweak it. And what I want to do for demonstration for this video is go over the riffs that are in the song Suffocate. That is my favorite song on the album. So let's check that out. I think we can tweak it a bit. Let's pull up that gain, maybe pull back the bass a bit, push up a bit of the treble, and then add in a bit of presence. Yeah, getting there. Now before that, they add a Maxon boost. So what I'm going to do is add in another instance of ToneX, and I want to look for a Maxon. Now what really works well is this green me. So I'm going to load that up. I'm just going to leave the default settings and I'm going to put that before the amp. So let me just rename things here so they make a bit of sense. So that is a Maxon 808. This is a 5150 amp. And then let's hear what that sounds like. Yeah, that's sounding good. And then in front of that, just to make things even more crazy, is adding a profile capture of a swollen pickle. So if you go across to ToneNet and you go and type swollen pickle, there's a user that has already captured the swollen pickle. So there is this one over here. If you look over here, you can see the user is amp captures 918. So this is a great capture. So what I've done is I've dialed in this pedal, I've pushed up the gain, pushed up the presence, saved this as a preset, and then I've copied this preset across to the ToneX One pedal. So what that allows me to do is I can activate the swollen pickle when I want for some extra gnarliness in the sound. Check this out. Perfect, we're getting there. It's sounding really gnarly. Now let's hear it within the context of some other instruments. So I'm going to go over that riff, and what we got is some drums with it. So if that's swollen pickle, you just want to activate it and turn it on when you want to add extra more gnarliness to sections in the song. So if we're looking at the signal chain, there's the 5150 amp going into the orange cab, and then there's the max on overdrive pedal to tighten up that heaviness, and then the swollen pickle to add extra gnarliness when you want to. Now, what really adds to the gnarliness of their sound is a bass with some heavy saturation. So I've got a bass part over here with some saturation that sounds like this. Now hear it with the guitars and the drums. No bass. And in the bass. Now let's check out some of the riffs. I want to jump to the section in the song over here that's got some sort of dissonant chords. It's got these. Such a hardcore riff. I love it. When you add in those dissonant chords, it really adds to that sort of hardcore flavor. Oof, I really like that slow down section over there where it slows down from that sort of two-step hardcore to a even slower riff that's even heavier. And for that, I've activated the swollen pickle to really make it sound really gnarly. So like this, and then adding in the swollen pickle. So as you can see, just use it when you want to really make things gnarly. Now, what you would have also heard in that slow down section there is some pitched up effects. Now, they're using Digitech whammy pedals, and they just activate it or momentarily turn it on when they want those pitch effects. But what I did was I used this free KHS pitch shifter, which I've shifted up 12 semitones and mixed it in to roughly about 70%. So if you look over here, if I just jump across to the automation, I've got these sections over here where I add in that pitched up effects. So let's see what the guitars sound like over there. I'm just going to click over here and play back. Now, in the context of the rest of the instrumentation. Awesome. I really love those last sounds over there. So if we just go back to that sound, they're using those dissonant chords. Very cool. So that's how I think you can get really close to that knocked loose guitar tone. You've got the 5150 amp going into an orange cab, then with a max on boost before the amp, and then you've got the swollen pickle to add in extra gnarliness, and also pitch shifting effects that you can add in to spice things up in the riffs. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know in the comments how close you thought I got. It was fun just to experiment, but I might not be quite right, but I think we got quite close with the ballpark figure on how to get that guitar tone for knocked loose sound. And also don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to be notified of my future videos. Also, I'll leave links in the description to some other things. We've also got a Patreon account there where you get some extra benefits, as well as a private Discord server that you can join in and check out some crazy things that we're going about with load tunings and all that type of stuff. So with that out the way, I'll check you in the next video.